Hi folks, this is Vicki at Pattern Princess. Today I'm going to share with you how to do this Mrs. Claus shawl. It's a very nice, beautiful, lightweight shawl. Very, very easy to work up. Much easier than what you may think. And it's made out of 3 different yarns. And actually I have not used the whole skeins of all 3 yarns. I had started with a skein, for instance, of this one. And you can see I have a good half of it left. So I only used about 320 yards of each color. And let me tell you the colors here. This is a wool-like yarn. It's by Loops and Threads. And this is a total of 678. So I've used about half the skein. Let me see here. I'm looking for the color. Oh, this is called red. So this should be the red color. And then this one here is called mauve. This is the darker color. The red color I made a lattice stitch scarf out of, and that turned out really pretty. So that pattern is on the website already, and it's free. And then of course Ivory. This is the white lacy border that you see here, and it's easier to achieve than what you might think. It's just 3 rounds of crochet to achieve this border. And this scarf, or I should say, it's kind of a scarf shawl-ish. Very light and nice to have around your neck. It starts thin at one side and it grows and grows and grows. Keeps growing until you get to the other color. And then we go ahead and we start decreasing. And it doesn't matter which color. On this one you could do this all in one color. I happen to do this in the 2-tone color, and I really like how it turned out. I did this on another one as well, a similar border and a similar pattern to this, the Journey Through the Stone shawl. That is done with a worsted weight yarn, and that was 4 colors I did in that particular shawl. So I did a little bit different border on that shawl, and then the stitches actually for the increasing and the decreasing are the same, but it's also less rows because the yarn is bigger. Because this is a thin yarn, I think that this is a number 2. Nope, number 1, super fine yarn. And it calls for like a smaller hook size. It calls for an E, and I used an H. I used an H size hook. But you can see it's a very thin yarn. So don't let a thin yarn be don't let it scare you off. I've started working this past year with more thin yarns, and I'm kind of really loving how they turn out in a shawl pattern. They're just so light and lacy. I've done a small sample for you today so that you can kind of see from one end to the other kind of how it looks. So I have, where you start out small, I get bigger, and then I get small again, and then I add on the pretty lacy border. So I did this one this is done in Karen Simply Soft today for the sample here, and it's done in white and chartreuse. And I used a J size hook. I used a little bit bigger hook because I wanted to be able to have the stitches a little bit bigger for you to see. I am going to do this whole sample size for you on video so that you can see how to do it all. So you get the whole process of increasing and then decreasing. The decreasing is 2 double crochet together. So if you've ever done that, that's a simple stitch. This is all double crochet. The green part's all double crochet. And then we add on the border, which is 3 rounds, 3 rows, I should say. And then that takes care of the border, but it creates a beautiful lacy border. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to get my slip knot on my hook. And I just bring my one piece through. There we go. And then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over. And in that last stitch, 1, 2, 3, the 4th chain furthest from the hook, we're going to do, a double crochet stitch. And so the first chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then of course we did a double crochet. So we have 2 double crochet. It's going to grow in size. We're going to turn it, and it's going to grow in size each row with 1 stitch. Okay, so we're going to do 3 chains, 2, 3, and then in that top stitch of that chain 3 that's here now, we're going to do 2 double crochet. 1, 2, Okay, so now we have 3 double crochet because that chain 3 always counts as a double crochet. We're going to turn it. 1, 2, 3. And then in the next stitch right here, we're going to do 2 double crochet. 1, 2. And then the top chain of that first chain 3, and sometimes it gets small on you, so you kind of have to just jam your hook in there. Then you do a double crochet. And so now we have 4 double crochet. We're going to turn it and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then in the next stitch, we're going to double crochet. And then we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And then we're going to do a double crochet on top of that chain 3 stitch. And so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're continuing to grow. Chain 3, 2, 3. And in the first stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochet. And then we're going to do a double crochet all the way across. This is a very nice pattern to work. I'm just going to stick it here. That first one's kind of jammed kind of tight. Just for today's purposes, I'm just going to skip it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. I'll grab a little bit more yarn here. Okay, and turn it. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to double crochet in the next 2. I kind of alter a little bit where I do that increasing stitch. So in the next one, we're going to do a 2 double crochet. So now that we're going, we're really going to keep repeating the row before it and then this row. That's how we repeat it. Because I just don't have the increasing stitches lined up the same. In one row, you increase right away in the first double crochet, and then the next row, we're going to do the chain 3, 2 double crochets, and then our increase of our double crochet. So does that make sense? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we got one more to go. I had a count because I was talking and then I got lost. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows done. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. So we're going to do another 2, 3, and then this one here will increase right away. So we'll do our 2 double crochet right away. And then we're going to double crochet all across. And this is row 7. And so my sample size, I increased through row 7. And then I did row 8, just like I would have done on the larger shawl. You just turn it, like I'm going to now. We're going to pretend that it's a bigger shawl, and it's all the way done. So then we just do a chain 3, and then we just double crochet in each stitch. And then our next row, we're going to start to decrease. And we're going to decrease in the same manner that we did our increases, as far as 1 stitch each row. And then we're also going to alternate that placement of it, so it's not always in the same spot. Okay, so now we're going to start our decrease row. I'm going to turn it. So if you take a look, so this is a row we just worked. Can you see here where here we did our increase of our 2 stitches? We did our 2 double crochets in the same stitch. See how all the rest of them are just 1? So right here, so above this, so we're going to right away then do our first one here is going to be 2 double crochet together. So we're going to do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to yarn over, and in this next stitch we're going to do a half of a double crochet. Yarn over and go to the next stitch. Work half a double crochet. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and bring it through all 3. And what that does is it gives you the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and now these 2 double crochet became 1. And so now we're just going to double crochet all the way across. All right. And then now we have just decreased that row by 1 stitch. There we go. And I'm going to get more yarn. All right, now we're going to turn it. And so we're going to do our chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to double crochet in the next one, and double crochet in the next one. And then in the next 2, we're going to do 2 double crochet together. So we go, here's our half a double crochet, keep the loop on the hook. That's all right. And then we're going to go yarn over, go through the next stitch, yarn over, go through 2 loops, keep our half a double crochet on the loop, our loops on the hook. There's 3, yarn over and bring it through. And that we've double crocheted 2 together. And then we're going to yarn over and we're going to finish our double crochets in this row. And you can see that we are decreasing. You can see right here, you see how we've increased and now we're starting to decrease. See that? We've only got a few more rows to go. 2, 3, and then we're going to do our decrease right away, right here, and then a double crochet in the next stitches. So we're almost there. It's another one of those stitches that kind of work a little bit tight on me. Turning it, chaining 3, and then we're going to, whoopsies, double crochet, and double crochet. Actually, I think I'm going to double crochet those 2 together, the next 2 here. So we'll do this one and this one, because it's not until the next stitch that we do the end. There we go. Double crochet. So now we have 4. Going to turn it, 2, 3, and then double crochet 2 together, and we should have 3 this stitch, or this row I should say. So we have our double crochet, a double crochet 2 together, and our chain 3. So now we chain 3, 2, 3, and then right away we're going to double crochet 2 together. So it's that middle stitch and the end stitch, and then go through all the loops, and our last row, chain 3, 2, 3, and then in our other side of the stitch here, because remember we had that initial chain 3, we're going to go right in there. Oh, I missed my loop, hold tight. There we go. And we're going to do a double crochet. So I'm going to snip this off so that you can see it here. And I'm going to pull my yarn through because we're going to use this to put our edging on. So you see that? So it starts off on this side with my chain 3 and double crochet, and it ends off with a chain 3 and double crochet on this side. All right, you see that? Okay, so now what we're going to do, now we're going to add white to one of the sides. Okay, so now we're going to work on the pretty border. So what we're going to do is we're going to just, either side, doesn't matter which one, we're just going to insert our hook. I already have my slip knot on here, and I'm just going to bring it through and do like a slip stitch in here. Just going to grab my yarn and bring it through, and then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. Then if we take a look at, I'm going to get this tail out of our way here. So let's take a look. You can see right here is a stitch from the next row. It's a beginning stitch here where we started, and we do our chain 3 from that stitch. You can see here's the next row. Here's the stitches from the next row. You can see every time you've done a double crochet or a chain 3, you see those stitches? I'm going to work in those. I don't want to work in the double crochet or the chain 3 stitches because it's just going to pull. Okay, so I'm going to be working in here. So I have that chain 4, which is a double crochet, chain 1. We're going to yarn over. We're going to work right in that stitch I talked about. That's that base stitch right here for the next row. And we're going to do a double crochet. Chain 1, and then we're going to go to the next one. Right there and work a double crochet. And we're going to do that all the way across. Chain 1, and there's that base stitch right there I'm talking about. And then a double crochet. Chain 1, and work in the next space. Double crochet. Chain 1, here's the next spot right there. Double crochet. Chain 1, and we're going to go right to that next spot and double crochet. Chain 1, go to the next spot, double crochet. Sometimes you got to jam your hook right in there. It's tangling up. We're going to chain 1 and double crochet in that next, right in that base stitch, that next spot. Chain 1, skip to the next spot. Come on, there we go. Chain 1, go to the next spot. Chain 1, go to the next spot. Chain 1, and we're going to go to the next spot. Chain 1. We've only got a couple more here. Chain 1. Gotta get more yarn just to make it here. And we got this spot, and then we have our very last space. We're gonna chain 1, and then right here, that very beginning chain that we did, we're gonna go right in here and do it, maybe right in there, and do a double crochet. And that completes the first row of the border. Okay, so that's how that looks. All right, there's our first row of our border. Let's move on to the second. Okay, gotta get my hook back in here. Now I'm going to slip stitch over into this chain 1 space. Okay, then I'm going to chain 3, 2, 3. That counts as a double crochet. Then I'm going to work 2 more double crochets in this chain 1 space here. 1, 2. Then we're going to single crochet on top of the double crochet. And then in the chain 1 space, we're going to work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to work a single crochet on top of the double crochet. And then 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space. I got to make sure I'm saying it right here. And then a single crochet, whoopsies, on top of the double crochet. And then 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space. And then a single crochet. And then your double crochet. Okay, and our single crochet. And right now we're almost halfway done. I'm going to continue on until I get over to the other side, okay? I'm going to continue that pattern. Okay, I've just done the whole edge here with my 3 double crochet and my single crochet in the double crochet space. And look nice. Okay, now I'm on the very last spot. This is, remember that we had the first chain 4 here, which counted as a double crochet and a chain 1. So I'm going to yarn over and do 3 double crochet here. If I can get all the yarn loops here, hold on, there we go. And then 2, 3, and then we are going to single crochet in that 3rd chain from the hook, or I should say the 3rd chain that was in that initial chain 4. We're going to do a single crochet, or you could do a slip stitch there. Either way you want it to go. I actually have to look, I have to tell you, I have to look. Actually, my pattern directions are going to say to slip stitch. So I'm going to take that back and I'm going to say slip stitch. There we go. We've done the pattern directions now. All right, so let me just have you take a look again. You can see how that border is starting to shape up. There's one more row, so we're going to turn it, and we're going to put our hook back in here for you. So now we're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over in that double crochet space, you can kind of see, you can either put it here or here. Either way. I kind of been working in this one here, but we're just going to do a single crochet. So either way, you just pick one of them and do a single crochet. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then skip over to that double crochet space, single crochet. We're going to do this all the way across. 2, 3, 4, 5, and a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oopsies. And then skip over there and single crochet. 1, oopsies, my yarn's pulling. 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do a single crochet. So this is all we do all the way across. I apologize, my yarn is not behaving. So now what did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll lay this down flat so you can see how pretty this is again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just love this edging. And it's so easy to achieve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to hurry up for you here. I should probably just put it on speeding up the speed. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see how fast the scarf would go. The shawl worked up very quickly. And even though this is a smaller sample size, this scarf I think was 71 stitches on the increase side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should say 71 rows. And then I also did on the 72nd row, I did a double crochet in each stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we decreased on the way. All right, here we go with our last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to go all the way over here. And we're either going to, again, slip stitch or single crochet. I just did a slip stitch. Cut my yarn off. I'm going to bring it through so you can see how pretty this is. All right, here we go. See, and it just creates just the right amount of loops. And when you do this in this, I mean, I like it even in this Caron Simply Soft, I must say. I even like it this way. I really do. I kind of like this green and white together. But when you pair it with this dainty yarn, just take a look at this. You pair it with this dainty yarn, and it's just beautiful. I just love this. So I hope that you make this Mrs. Claus shawl, and you can make it in all kinds of different colors. This would be a perfect one done in like summer colors. It's so light and airy, you could wear it in the summer. You know, this is certainly something you could wear for Valentine's Day. It just, love it, love it, love it. So, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will have this free pattern on the website on patternprincess.com. Take care and have a wonderful day.